Blog Talk Radio. Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Franchise Interviews, where for over 6 years now, we've been asking the entrepreneurs of all-in-one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, and I'm the president of Franchise Interviews, and we have a great show today. We're meeting with Jeremy Fitzgerald, owner and operator of Bar145, and Jake Guthrie, director of operations of Bar145. And Bar145 is unique in the gastropub niche because of its positioning as a hybrid 21st century gastropub. And we're going to be talking about that in just a moment on Franchise Interviews. So stick around because we got a great show.
Are you one of those special people who are willing to go after your dreams and goals? Are you ready to fulfill that dream of owning your own business with the security of a proven brand, the opportunity to take control of your future and own a Rita's Italian Ice franchise is within your reach?
Rita's is seeking success-oriented individuals who are ready to make a change in their life, and Rita's offers unparalleled training and support to assure your success. And did you know the frozen treat industry is a recession-proof industry, and there are Rita's in 23 states currently with 540 stores open. Rita's Italian Ice has been around for 25 years and is listed as a top-performing franchise by the Wall Street Journal.
Now here's the really good part. Rita's Italian Ice is a unique and amazing taste treat. It's smoother than a snow cone, and it combines ice with real fresh fruit. The real fruit adds dramatically to the taste, and it comes in over 40 flavors. The ice and fruit are mixed on site and made fresh daily, and it is delicious.
You'll want to know more about this exciting and successful franchise opportunity. Go to www.ownaritas.com and get all your questions answered. That's www.ownaritas.com to take control of your dreams and future today. You don't want to wait any longer to be a part of this adventure. www.ownaritas.com.
Franchisers, are you looking to reach aspiring entrepreneurs looking to buy a franchise? Are you looking to reach a highly educated audience on franchising? For over 4 years, Franchise Interviews has been giving an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship through our website, franchiseinterviews.com, where you can hear and read interviews as well as get inside tips from some of the most successful sources in franchising. Check out our weekly franchise radio show, where each week you get to hear a new interview with franchisers, franchisees, franchise authors, franchise experts, and attorneys, and our podcast, Great Quotes in Franchising. Get 3 months of free advertising when you sign up for our 1-year package. For more information, go to franchiseinterviews.com or call us at 610-905-2919. That's 610-905-2919.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a very special edition of Franchise Interviews, where for over 6 years now, we've been asking the entrepreneurs of all-in-one. I'm your host, Marty McDermott, and I'm the president of Franchise Interviews. And as we were saying earlier, we have a great show today. We're meeting with Jeremy Fitzgerald, an owner and operator of Bar145, and Jake Guthrie, director of operations at Bar145. And Bar145 is unique in the gastropub niche because of its positioning as a hybrid 21st century gastropub. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Jake. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Good. How you guys doing? Doing real good.
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. We've been waiting for this show to happen for a while now. Very interested in your concept. We would like to ask our guests.
We appreciate it.
Oh,
sorry about the delay.
That's okay. That's okay. It's definitely our pleasure. We would like to ask our guests, where are you calling from today?
We're actually calling from Kent, Ohio, which is the location of our second second store.
Okay, fantastic. You know what, Jeremy, I think I'm going to start off with you on this question because I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of emails if we don't ask it. What's a gastropub? How would you describe that?
Well, Gastropub is it's originally a European term. I think it started in Europe and kind of moved over to the States. Basically, what it is it's a pub or a bar that serves high-end quality gourmet food. So it offers that bar atmosphere where you're going to have a bar and serve quality spirits and cocktails and beers, and at the same time, all the food that's cooked is a little bit a step above your normal pub grub.
That's fantastic. What makes the place unique, Jake, would you say?
Well, I think especially for us, I mean, gastropubs across the country, there's several, there's a lot of gastropubs in the United States, but what makes us unique is that we kind of coined ourselves as a 21st century hybrid gastropub, which basically what we're saying, calling that is that we offer that high-end food, we offer that pub and bar atmosphere, but we also kind of step it up a notch with the live entertainment end. Jeremy's background, and I'm sure he'll talk about this in a little bit, but his dad owns places at Put-in-Bay, and Put-in-Bay is known for Put-in-Bay, Ohio is known for its live entertainment from bands all across the country, and we bring those bands to our place as well. So not only do we have that atmosphere during the day and evening during the dinner hours, but at night it steps up a notch. The energy really increases, and we have that live entertainment end that kind of makes us, I think, even unique in the gastropub field.
That's great. What about the history of the organization, Jake? Maybe if you could talk a little bit about that, I think that would be great.
Well, our organization, it was opened in May of 2011, our Toledo location. Jeremy opened that, a summer and a half ago, and that was the first Bar145. That was originally started by Jeremy and his business partner, George Simon. Jeremy kind of decided to go out on his own. Get away from his family business of the hotels and restaurants and bars on Put-in-Bay and all around the Lake Erie area, and decided to kind of go out on his own and open his own bar. So that's kind of where Bar145 started.
It sounds like there's a great origin, I guess you could say, of the name. Jake, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Jeremy, when he was thinking of the name, he wanted something that was going to be unique and have character. And even though bar even is a pretty generic term, Jeremy thought it out pretty well because it'd be easy to have really good food and be known as a restaurant. And by throwing bar in the name, it kind of allowed people to understand that it wasn't just a restaurant, that it was a bar, because you don't want people to be confused. You want them to expect, know what they're expecting, when they get in. And then the 145 is the temperature of a perfect medium rare burger. Although we have a lot of menu items, a lot of gourmet food, one of our most popular items is our gourmet burgers, all natural beef and really high-end meat. And the people will usually ask, what is cooked, and our recommendation is the perfect temperature of 145 degrees.
So really, we wanted this is Jeremy. We really wanted a bar feel first that serves gourmet, instead of a restaurant first that just that has a bar with it. So we really wanted to make that. So that's why the whole name, the Bar145, being catchy and letting people know that it's when you walk in, it's a big center oval bar. It definitely you could tell that it's a bar first before a restaurant.
Wow. What do you like most, Jeremy, about being like an owner and operator of Bar145?
I love, all through growing up, even in high school and college, I was always that guy that wanted to throw, the best parties and make sure everybody was having a good time. If I was out at a bar, I was the one, helping, taking care of people, buying drinks. I love having everybody have fun around me, so, and I love the challenge, so between those two of just, showing everybody a good time, giving everybody a great quality of the brand and the challenge. I love it when people are like, I don't know if it's going to work here, and just proving to people that, how well it's doing.
What types of characteristics will you guys be looking for in your franchisees? The majority of our listeners, we call them aspiring franchipreneurs. They pretty much have it in their mind that, they know they want to get into a franchise opportunity. They just don't know what type, and some of them might be asking themselves right now, okay, this type of franchise right for me. What will you guys be looking for in the franchisees?
Well, Marty, mostly we would be looking for experienced people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Being a restaurant bar, it takes knowledge of how things are operated and run. It's not quite as cut and clear as some different franchises. There's a lot of different things that you need to have. You need to have a good background. So we're looking for franchisees that have that background already and understand the industry and just fall in love with the concept and want to grow with our concept. So basically, just someone that really understands the restaurant bar scene and be able to also have that end of the entrepreneur and be able to invest in something and have that capital behind you.
Absolutely. What about the training? Once, that you decide, that you like them, they like you, and they want to become partners or franchisees, what's going to happen from that point?
Well, Marty, my background is actually in teaching. I taught for 3 years, and I have my master's degree in education. So that's going to be a big part of a big role for me because when we get those people that are interested, we have a very structured system where we are going to make sure that they are trained and then they are able to train their staff because in our opinion, knowledge is power, and having the knowledge and the understanding of the concept is key. It's number one for us because we think that our concept is solid. I think that it can work in any city, any town. I think that most places are looking for a place like us. So it's our job to make sure that they understand that concept and that people understand the concept and all the people that work for them understand that concept. So we'll make sure that there will be extensive training for any franchisee that's interested in Bar145 and make sure that they are well supported from all levels.
What kind of location do you think works best, Jeremy and Jake, will work best for this type of franchise? And how much space will be required to open up a Bar145?
Well, for the space, we're definitely looking between anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 square feet.
Okay.
With we would prefer a patio as well. The layout of the bar is very important to us. I know we're not going to be able to get it in every city, but the fact that it's a big center bar, and if you can imagine,
right.
A third of it actually projects outside, and 2/3 is actually inside, and it's divided by a garage door that the bartender actually serves inside or out. So you don't isolated. But when it comes to the city, we're really targeting towards more of the younger business professional class. So we're looking for anything of suburbs, but then we also think like a city in large cities like Columbus, Cincinnati, Chicago would also work out. The city we're opening in now is actually in a college town. It's in Kent, Ohio, which has Kent State University, which is the second largest university in the state of Ohio. But it also has a lot of busy suburbs around it as well, with Stowe and Hudson and Akron and Canton, and it's only about 35-40 minutes from Cleveland as well. So we're really up in the air, but like the young business professional class suburbs is what we're shooting for. There's a suburb in Columbus that the third location is going to be going in called Grandview, which really is after everyone graduates from Ohio State University. That's where all the young graduates go to live. So it's going to be a perfect demographics for what we're looking for. And our first location is in a plaza, a shopping center plaza. This one is in a entertainment district, but we'd also be looking for a freestanding building as well.
That's great. What's a typical day like? And Jeremy, maybe you could start on this one. As a franchisee, how would you describe that, or if there is such a thing?
Long. It's tough. Like Jake was saying.
Days, yeah.
It's tough because you're a restaurant and you're a bar.
Right.
So sometimes our days range from we get in the office to get a lot of the office work done at 8, 9 in the morning, and then the restaurant opens at 11, and you're busy for lunch. and you're busy for happy hour, then you're busy for dinner. Then after that, you're thinking your day's over, and then here comes the younger crowd with the live bands, and then you're open until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's definitely a little different. Jake, actually, he'd probably be a great one to answer this question because he went from teaching to now he's a bar. So why don't you get a little input on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that it's one of those, a typical day is where you have to be there sometimes till the job gets done. And
right.
There's so many things in the back of the house to do office-wise that people don't even realize that goes into the restaurant and bar industry between, the staffing and training and the advertising and all the banking and everything like that goes into that to make the place run before you even serve a food or serve a drink. So there's two different ends of it, and if you're doing both, you're working in the office, and at the same time you want to be in the Gastropub to make sure that your customers are getting what they need and your staff is doing what they're supposed to be doing. So there's really you have to wear multiple hats on a daily basis and be able to separate those hats and be able to understand what you're doing at that given time and be able to focus. So I would say someone that's very good at multitasking and having an idea of what is the current job at hand is important, and be able to also separate that sometimes your day might be broken up where your breaks, you won't necessarily go home for the day and be done. You might just get a couple-hour break, and you got to be able to kind of get away, decompress, and be able to do what you need to do personally to be able to keep your sanity.
Right. It sounds like, too, in talking to Jeremy, Jake, is that someone also who, I guess, really likes that type of environment, too. I mean, it does sound like, as I was studying the franchise concept, it sounds like a fun type of franchise, and again, I know it's a lot of hard work and things like that, but someone also who has an appreciation for that type of business, it sounds like there's a little adrenaline rush for running that type of business, would you say?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I was just, when Jake was just answering that question, I was just thinking to myself, who would be interested in this, and it's fun. It is fun that the fact that we're a destination spot. Just making people so happy with the food. We have office parties, we have birthdays, bachelorette parties that people come in and reserve a table at 6 o'clock at night, and they're there till 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's good to see. It's good to see people happy and It's just different. It's people that love the restaurant and love the bar, and you really get a mixture. And the fact that we have all the live fun party bands, it's just unique. It's just a unique atmosphere, and it's a unique workplace. And our slogan of Red Chuck's White China really describes itself. You knew what that is, as the fact of the culture clash that all of our burgers are served on white china, but yet all of our staff, all of our servers and bartenders are wearing red Chuck Taylors. Everyone's wearing red Converse shoes. So it just shows that we want to be trendy and fun, but yet we're real serious about our food. So it's just fun. You learn a lot.
How have you guys used technology? Or have you used technology, and is it a big part of the franchise? Whether it would be social media or any type of technology that goes into this type of business.
Yeah, we put a lot of emphasis on technology. We have obviously we have a web page, and we make sure that someone's always maintaining that. All of our specials, our entertainment schedules, everything like that's on there. If you wanted to franchise with us, that's where you go to fill out the application. Just if anybody's listening and is interested in the concept, to go to our website and fill that application out online. Also, with social media, we put a lot of emphasis on social media as well. We know, as young guys, we understand that it's huge right now. It's probably the most important thing when it comes to advertising and getting your brand out there, because there's so many people on it. There's people are constantly have their phones with them, and with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Foursquare and Pinterest and all those things. It's just a way to grow your brand, because people do the advertising for you. With the sharing on Facebook and repinning on Pinterest and retweeting on Twitter, all those things get it promotes your brand and gets people to actually be exposed to your brand without even necessarily you doing any of the work. It's all the people that are your loyal customers. So obviously the social media end of it is huge as well. And we try to stay up on our technology even when it comes to running the establishment through scheduling. All of our scheduling is web-based. Our POS systems that we use are top of the line. So we make sure that we constantly stay with technology and move with it, because we know that our business can only grow if we continue to stay with the curve and make sure that we are always top-notch in everything that we do, and that is especially important with technology.
That's well said. So, Jeremy, I'll start with you on this one, because you sound like an entrepreneur. And again, I was saying earlier that a lot of our listeners, we call them aspiring entrepreneurs. They know they want to get into a franchise. What advice would you give to them in their quest of buying a franchise? Because there's so much out there today, isn't there? That I think a lot of them just simply don't know where to begin.
Well, if I can say anything, you got to crawl before you walk. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah. My background, I'm a graduate from Bowling Green State University. I knew that I wanted to be in the hotel restaurant, the hospitality field. Mm-hmm. I have a degree. I graduated in 2004 with a degree in hospitality. And I knew right then and there that, being in the bar business my whole life, my goal was to always to franchise a bar and restaurant. So when I was 23, I actually purchased a Subway franchise.
Wow.
So I owned a Subway franchise when I was 23, and because I wanted to learn the franchise end of it, the corporate end of franchising, and to get a little bit more money to eventually be able to own my own bar and franchise my own bar. So if I can say anything, to really, I don't know, you just got to go for your dream and just take a gamble, and it's a lot of hard work, that's for sure.
Which I think is great, too, because, you being a franchisee, Jeremy, I guess you have the appreciation, or you can put yourself in the franchisee's shoes for Bar145, being that you were a franchisee yourself, So I think that's fantastic. Jake, how would you answer that question, or what advice would you give to our listeners in their quest to buy a franchise?
Jeremy and I have been friends a long time, and I've really grown up with him, and I've been able to have the best view in the house of seeing him grow. And I can say that there's always going to be those dream killers, those people that tell you that, and that what you're doing is crazy, and just try to basically cut you down and tell you that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. And Jeremy has always been one of those type of people that people tell him that, and all that does is motivate him more to succeed. And I would just reiterate to people that are, that have a dream and they want to be an entrepreneur and be a franchisee or own your own business, to just not listen to those people and always just have that confidence in yourself. And it's been, pretty special to be able to watch him do this and start from, being really, just working for his dad as a manager, general manager, and just growing and going out on his own, because he very easily could have sat in that comfort zone and worked for his dad's company. It's a very, very successful business, but that wasn't what he wanted. He wanted to go out on his own and do his own thing, and regardless of what people said, he went out and did it. And, there's always going to be those people that tell you you can't do it, and you just can't listen. And you just got to have that confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, and it's obviously working out well for Jeremy. And so I would just say that people just don't really listen to other people. Just do what you think is best, and just go have a dream and go after it.
Yeah, that's well said.
And you're always going to have critics, like I said.
True.
You're always going to have critics. Still to this day, we have one of the most successful bars in our Gastropubs restaurants.
Yeah.
All the above in Northwest Ohio, and you still have critics. Oh, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. But you got to your identity, and you got to just stick with your guns and just keep working at it.
Absolutely. Where do you guys see yourself? Like maybe 5 years down the road.
Well, right now we have, like we had said before, we're opening our second location next week, actually. So. This one has taken a little bit longer, I think, than the next ones are going to take, just because we really worked out some systems and worked out exactly how we want to do things. That way it's more when we decide to have the franchisees, we know exactly how we want it done. Our third location is going to be in Columbus, Ohio, in a suburb called Grandview. That's going to be open probably by June, July. After that, we probably want to look to open corporate stores about every 6 months as we find the locations and find the right market. And then also with the franchisees, really the sky is the limit. I think in 5 years we could have, any number of franchisees. I think that right now we're in the position where we're ready to grow, and I think that as we get the investors and the qualified people to invest in the concept, I think really the sky is the limit. So it's hard to say where we'll be in 5 years. I think that we'll have a lot of corporate stores and a lot of franchisees.
That's fantastic. What's the best way for our listeners to get more information on becoming franchisees? Is there any websites they should go to, any phone numbers they should call? So if you want to plug those, Jeremy and Jake, that would be great.
Yeah, go to visit www.bar145.com.
Okay.
And there's a section that says contact on that website, and you can fill out an application online, and we have a franchise development team that we work with that will reach out to all interested franchisees, and we'll start that process.
That's great. And it's a great website, by the way, too. I've been on it several times already, and it's really fantastic. You guys did a great job with that. So I want to congratulate both of you on your success, and, I'd really like to invite you guys back next year as you continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely, Marty. We really appreciate you having us on.
It's our pleasure, Jeremy, Jake. Both of you gentlemen have a great day today. We'll be right back with more franchise interviews.
Franchise Interviews. For over 6 years, Franchise Interviews has been giving an up-close, behind-the-scenes look at franchising and entrepreneurship through our website, franchiseinterviews.com, where you can hear and read interviews as well as get tips from some of the most successful sources in franchising. Our weekly franchise radio show, where each week you get to hear a new interview with franchisers, franchisees, franchise authors, franchise experts, and attorneys. And don't forget to listen to our podcast, Great Quotes in Franchising. For more information, go to franchiseinterviews.com or call us at 610-905-2919. That's 610-905-2919.
Need a business loan? Talk to Diamond Financial Services, the experts in franchise financing nationwide. Whether you're looking to start a franchise, acquire an existing franchise, or expand your territory through opening new locations, Diamond Financial stands by your side start to finish. From pre-qualification to packaging and presenting your application to securing a financial commitment and through the loan closing process, Diamond Financial is there. While you're waiting, thousands of others are making their financial dreams come true. Don't wait any longer. Pre-qualify now by completing a confidential, no-obligation financial analysis. Let's face it, traditional banks just aren't in the business of financing small business. At Diamond Financial, we specialize in securing franchise loans from $100,000 to $3 million and equipment leasing up to $150,000. Let us help you get started. Go to www.franchisefunding.net or call 877-508-2274. That's franchisefunding.net, 877-508-2274.
Hi everyone, this is Marty McDermott from Franchise Interviews, and welcome to another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising, where each podcast you get to hear a great quote in franchising. You know, Franchise Interviews has been hosting franchise interviews for almost 6 years now and almost 300 shows, and during that time we've had some incredible quotes on our show. Today you're going to get to hear from Art Collet, who is the president of Alpha Graphics, and Art has a wonderful quote. He says that franchising is one of the greatest inventions for small business, and he kind of expands why, so here we go.
Fantastic program. I mean, when I saw it, I said I thought this was very exciting for you guys, you know, and it's going to be interesting to watch it. I mean, it sounds like your franchise partners are certainly going to appreciate something like this, and I guess that's the benefit of getting into franchising as well, isn't it, Art? You know, is to have a program like this, you know, a very strong program that the franchisees can really benefit from.
Yeah, I tell you, Marty, you know, you said something earlier. You know, I was saying earlier about that nearly 10 years of restaurant ownership. Mm-hmm. There were months, Marty, and we were not a franchise. There were months, Marty, where I would have I begged for somebody to send a royalty check to. Because I thought, man, if somebody could bring me some turnkey marketing programs, if somebody could bring me some training solutions that were already ready to go for the employees and how to hire them and who's the right person, how to recruit them, if somebody could bring me a process for creating more traffic at my restaurant or operational workflow and checklist, Marty, I believe, and I've had people, great people like, Bud Hadfield, and I can, go down the list of just the names of people that have, are in my cell phone that I can call anytime. I mean, John Luther over at Dunkin' Brands and Jim Amos who, led mailboxes, et cetera, and all these names. I think I'm honored being on your show today, just knowing those guys.
Thank you.
People like that are people that you've interviewed. But franchising, I believe, is the greatest invention for small business ownership.
Yeah.
Because franchising doesn't change the fact that you're still a small business owner.
Exactly.
All franchising should do, my job as president of Alpha Graphics is to take people who have decided they want to be a small business owner and they want to do it in this arena of providing visual communication solutions, whether that's document solutions or marketing solutions. But my job as president of Alpha Graphics is just simply to take the hurdles that may be 6 feet high if you're out there on your own trying to do it yourself, and let's take them down to 6 inches. The hurdles are still there. You're still going to have employee issues. You're still going to have operational issues. You still need to have somebody. You're still going to deal with your financials in your business. And I think sometimes prospective franchisees forget that.
Yes.
They forget that they're still. They may possibly think the franchisor is going to take those problems away. And there are some that we do remove off the table, but for the most part, they're all still there. We just have systems and approach and coaching and support to help you manage that. And now it's a little speed bump in the road in the road instead of climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you again soon with another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising by Franchise Interviews. Take care, everyone.